Another question here.
Hi, I'm Rodrigo Padilla from Folgom. We have a startup. It's a business social network. And I have a question. At what stage of the company would you invest? It could be a good idea, a good team, or it should be a prototype, or already having a good traction.
All of the above. So in the really early stages, you're investing in the people, and I invested in a couple of companies that I knew the people, and they actually didn't even really have an idea yet, and I just knew that they were the right kind of people that had left their current job and were going to do something big and something great, and so there was minimal risk there. Obviously, if you don't have that level of assurance or awareness of the group, then you try to get as close to as possible to investing in a company that is already successful. And that's, do they have a prototype? Do they have a market? Are they already selling? Do they have customers? Are the customers extremely excited? Do they have phenomenal gross margins, right? And that's kind of the spectrum.
Okay, one question here.
Hi, I think, well, what I want to ask you guys is like, this is great, but when it's all said and done, in how many Mexican companies do you want to invest in the next 12 months?
Show me 100 that are awesome, and 100 will get invested in, right? So that's kind of the point. I think it's the point in having this event is that we want to make sure that people understand that it doesn't matter that the companies are in Mexico. We're just looking for great companies. We're also not just going to invest because they're in Mexico, because I spent the first 5 years here and mi pasión es la comida mexicana y tengo la penca pintada en mi frente. It's like we're going to invest in good companies. And I'm really excited that Patricio's here, because Patricio is one of the examples that we have in Mexico of a company that was started by a Mexican entrepreneur that was successful and was sold to a multinational company in technology. So I expect all of you to swarm him and ask him questions about his experience and what he went through, because he's a tremendous asset, not only to this panel, but to the community at large of entrepreneurs, because he has phenomenal experience.
From my side as a fund, we think we're going to do 8 to 12 investments in the next 2 to 3 years. And it doesn't matter if they're from Guadalajara. In fact, the two term sheets we've signed so far are in the US, they're not here. And we're happy to, take on a project here or anywhere in the world if we understand the market and think it's the right team to pull it through.
So we, one of our lead investors that negotiated the docs on our fund is the World Bank, the International Finance Corp. And we have other development banks that part of their mandate is to develop Mexico. And so we have, by the time we're done fundraising, our target's 100 million. Right now we have 60, and 80% of that, whatever we end up with by the time we're done fundraising, 80% of it is going to Mexican companies. So we'll invest outside of Mexico in primarily U.S. companies that have interesting technologies that address a big need in Mexico, but our focus is on Mexican companies. And so in terms of numbers, we intend to do 10 to 15 seed investments, 10 venture deals, and a couple of growth deals. So there's capital available for entrepreneurs in Mexico, and more of it's coming. Pension funds in Mexico are investing now in private equity as an asset class. That was a trigger event in the United States that opened up the industry for private equity funds, venture capital. That was a law that was changed in 2009. In 2010, they modified it. 2011, they modified it further to make it easier. And we're talking to those pension funds, and they said we have our allocation set up that we're going after private equity funds that we've already identified. And we're also now looking for the next venture funds that are going to be in earlier stage stuff. So the good news is that there is capital coming to Mexico that's focused on early stage Mexican companies, and we're just one of those.
Yeah, so I have a slightly different perspective because I'm an angel investor, so I'm not institutional. And I guess the bad news for me, Rodi, is I'm not investing in Orchid. No. I have issues with the founders. For me personally, it's hard to invest in a company in Guatemala right now, to be very honest with you. And let me just tell you, the difference between an angel investor and a venture capital fund is an angel investor, obviously I'm putting my own money in. But because you're an individual investor, the access to capital is limited, and so now you're taking a bigger risk. So in the United States, I see two kinds of angel-led deals. One kind is where you have a lead angel, and that angel likes the company, business enough, and has enough influence or connections that he or she can round up other angels and put together a round. And that's the way I like to invest the most, because for me to put $100,000 into a company is almost like throwing that money away, because if a company takes $100,000 and that's all they raise, they're going to pay. But if I can bring 9 of my friends together and give that company $1 million, or 5 of my friends and give $2 million, whatever, then they have enough runway to get to that milestone to get the institutional investment. So that's the type that I like the best. And my personal success has been, or the investments that I've made that have been more successful have been that model. The other model is where you have 7 or 8 or 20 random angels who don't know each other, but they just kind of all pile their money together and there's no lead angel. And I don't think that's as good, even though you have the same amount of money, because you don't have one lead person who actually helps guide the company and later helps control the investors. I find that model to be not as good. Now, when you layer that on top of investment for me, for example, in Guadalajara, if I saw a company here that I like, by the way, I like the companies, I saw a lot here, but I'd have to put it through my filter, so I'd have to like the company a lot, I'd have to understand the industry well so I feel like I can really help, and then I have to think in my personal network, do I have the influence to be able to bring 5 or 6 of my friends along to bring $1 million in? And each one of those filters gets harder the further it is away from Silicon Valley. So I think that's kind of the bad news, and the reason I share that with you guys right now is that I think your companies, the ones we saw today, are definitely kind of at the same, like Bismarck said, they're the same level of quality of the companies that I see in Silicon Valley. So some of you are probably going to go to Silicon Valley and start talking to angels. But as you're talking to them, you should probably understand that they're going to have those same barriers. So if you have a chance in Silicon Valley or in New York to talk to angels or to VCs, and you get interest from VCs, you're probably better off trying to get the VCs to invest, because they're going to be able to get over that hurdle easier than the angels.
I guess we have time for one more question, and then we're going to finish the session.
Hey, my name is Jan, and we're running an online store here in Mexico with German technology where we sell mostly all kinds of electronics. And what I would like to ask is, how interesting for you is e-commerce market in general compared to other technology providers and startups?
So today I work in Grupo Expansión, right? It's a part of Time Warner, and I'm the CTO there. And so we're a media company, but we've got some bets into the e-commerce. And what we're saying is that it's not easy there. I mean, when the budget that we put to the teams every year are not reached, e-commerce is very difficult for us, because either the people don't have credit cards, or there's not many people that have credit cards, or there's a big challenge into saying how much should the project or the product cost. And I think I don't have very good news on what we're doing with e-commerce. What we're doing with micropayments in the mobile is a totally different story. We're doing very well over there. We consider that as a kind of e-commerce, like micro tasks, micro charges, and that's going very well. We see that there's a huge opportunity with, for example, in Mexico, there's 80 million people with cellular phones that have some credit to the prepaid cards. So there we're seeing an opportunity, and there we're monetizing very good.
We're not looking into, we haven't seen really any e-commerce play so far, so interesting to see what you guys are working on. But there hasn't been really any, relevant development in e-commerce in Mexico for several years now. So it would be interesting to know more.
The e-commerce space continues to surprise me because every year I just assume that there isn't going to be another e-commerce company that's going to be able to compete with Amazon, and every year there's a big acquisition that Amazon makes, or at least in the last couple of years. That's pretty big, right? And I think what I'm starting to see in terms of the trend is that there are very verticalized shopping experiences that are starting to be created that are driving a fair number of transactions. So again, I actually don't know, but I am always surprised when diapers.com goes up for sale and Zappos sells for billions of dollars. And so I think that there's possibly potential, but again, it's not my area of expertise.
I think specifically in Mexico, and I've had this conversation with some of the entrepreneurs here, that there's still a trust issue where people haven't really grabbed a hold of buying online in Mexico. And so, I don't think there's definitely, they have the access to it now. I don't know exactly what the hang up is. I don't know if it's the fraud on cards, if they're afraid about, identity theft and things like that. But I think that Mexico lags in e-commerce. And if you look at, you compare it to, other similar countries that have similar penetration of internet connections. And, I think it's surprising to me. And I think that'll change, but I don't know what will be, the trigger that pushes that change.